What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another quick video. This one finally bringing you a pretty decent ESC to pair with the Surpass motor. So if you've seen the Surpass motor video on the Betty, you know how smooth this thing runs with the Castle Micro Sidewinder. And so I'm running this Micro Sidewinder in a couple of my rigs, and it's super smooth. Okay, well, it's almost impossible to find right now. So, you know, we're able to get this Surpass motor now, and everybody's asking me what ESC to put with it. So I found this, and I know there's been some people run this before, I'm sure, but the Hobbywing Easy Run 18 amp brushless ESC. And so there's a lot of different options out there, but I've been trying to look for something that was fairly easy, like mostly plug and play, so you didn't have to do a whole lot of soldering, that sort of thing. And this thing, I'm a big fan of Hobbywing stuff. Like, I run the Axe in my Gen 8, the Fusion in my Capra, a lot of Hobbywing stuff. I have the XR8 ESCs and some of my SCTEs. Just, if I can run Hobbywing, I'm usually going to. And I have talked so many people into the Fusion for the crawlers, and now it's like, it's on fire in this area. Everybody loves the Fusion. So really good stuff from Hobbywing always. But so this ESC in this rig, let's take a look at it. And I never ran this because I wasn't too sure about the size, but it actually fits in this rig pretty well. The size of it's pretty good, honestly. The layout is probably a little better than the Micro Sidewinder, just because you can see this thing. Hopefully you can see it. It's like tucked up under here, but it's about this long. It's like really long. It's thin, but it's really long, so it's kind of hard to find a place for it. And then it has wires coming out of each end and all that. So this thing, at least it's just a little block, and it's kind of in one spot here, you can see. So you know, you have all your wires on this end for your battery and motor, and then here coming out for your receiver and stuff. But overall, super easy to install it. You just need to solder on your battery connector. It comes with a little small Tamiya looking plug. I don't know what it is. I never use any of those. So just cut it off. You'll have to solder on whatever battery connector you want to use. If it's the stock batteries, they're like the JST PH 2.0 connector or something like that. So you will have to solder that on there. But the motor, the Surpass motor, will plug straight into the leads from the ESC, so you don't have to mess with that. Then just you know, pick your receiver. I'm running one for the Fly Sky, the GT5. Plug it all in, and you're ready to roll. Now, one thing you should definitely do if you get this ESC is get a program card. I already had this one. It went with one of my Hobbywing 1080 ESCs I had. So if you have that ESC and program card, you're good. But the way this comes, and I'll show you in case anybody hasn't did this before. So the way you're going to do, you're going to plug this in. It's like it shows here. It's got positive, negative. And then turn it on. And it's going to pull up your little menu. Hopefully you can see this. It has an item and a value. So your item is your mode here, basically. So like item 1 is number 1, running mode. This out of the box was set up forward, reverse, brake. So it was on number 2, like this. Well, I don't run that on these, or really any of my crawlers, because that brake gives you a weird in between throttle. So there's like a dead spot. So you don't really need that on the crawlers because I'm never like hammering down wide open and then like braking, so I don't need that brake. So I'll just run forward, reverse. So you've seen to change this is how it will be when you plug it in, or at least mine was. Value 2. So you're going to hit your value to 3. So now you are item 1 running mode, value 3 forward, reverse. Hit the OK and it'll flash, and now that is saved. Okay. So then you can go all through this, all of this. Battery type, you want LiPo. Then your cutoff voltage, I think it was disabled, so I would at least put it on low. So this was on 1. So 2, hit OK, it'll save it. I did change my initial start force because it just helped my throttle, smoothed out the throttle. I played with some of these settings, and this seems to give me the smoothest throttle, okay, at least for my setup on my transmitter. So I have my initial start force at 0, at 0%, number 1. So I don't know, that's something you can play with and figure out your liking, but that's what works for me. Max forward force 100%, that way you have 100% of your throttle. 6 is on the back here, so max reverse force. And then all these other settings, I don't think I really changed anything else, but you can play with all that stuff and set it up, and then you'll get much smoother throttle. So once you've hit OK and saved everything that you changed, you just turn it off, plug it back in, and you'll be ready to roll. So plug it back in. Let's flip it on. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how much crawling I'm going to be able to show with this in here. I'm going to show you the throttle a little bit here. But my front servo is dying, look. So, rear is working great. Okay, front, same servo as the rear. Dying. So, I'm not going to recommend this Savox 0257. It's a little quicker servo, but I think it's really been struggling since I put these mudslingers on here. The Savox 0255 that I showed in the Betty here is stronger. That's the one I've been, a few people's asked me about the Savox, and that's the one I'm recommending. It seems to do a little better, in my opinion. This 0257, it's been a little laggy ever since I put these slingers on, and it's crapping out on me bad now. So, not going to recommend that. And if anybody bought it because I had it in here, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I never really told anybody what that one was. I don't believe. So, who knows? Maybe. I've had it in here for a good while, so maybe I just wore it out. Anyways, slow speed crawl. Let's check it out here. Try to get my finger in here to the throttle. You can see it's pretty good. A little jumpy from time to time. It's kind of all about my finger placement too. How well I can work the throttle there. That initial start force was when I changed that, it really helped. You can see it's not super fast, but plenty quick enough for what I'm doing. And then the slow crawl is pretty dang good. If I can stop on the edge like that, that's pretty good. So, I may try to get a couple little hills in over here, see how it does. With that front servo going bad, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do. So let me show you the castle. Okay, so here's the surpass with the micro sidewinder. You can see I can really get much slow crawl there. But one thing is, the hobbywing silences this motor a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but I mean, and that is insanely smooth. Like, it don't get much better than that. You can see that. I'm just barely able to stop it right on the edge. Super smooth. So, not as smooth as the Castle, but a really good option, okay? So, let's take it over to the course, and I'll get some running on the course with it, and the best I can anyways. I'm going to have to change this servo, and I don't have one right now, so I don't want to rob one out of another truck just to get this one going. Just going to order one and wait. But we'll put it on the course and see what it can do. All right. It's just too hard with no front steering. Like, I need to be like right there. You can see I can't get where I need to be with the steering, but the throttle is really smooth. Let's see if we can just launch up this hill. Need to be already. No front steering. Oh. Okay, so the climbing was kind of a bust. I apologize for the servo being out. I've had the motor and ESC and everything out of this truck for a while, haven't ran it. So I was trying to get it all back together. Got it together with this ESC, and the servo's done. So I wanted to show you guys this ESC. I've had a lot of people asking about it, so I didn't want to wait until I got a servo. So I got a wire rub in there. But I think you can tell that the throttle's pretty dang smooth on this. And the fact that ESC kind of silences this motor may be worth it for some people who hate the outrunner sound. This one does not with this ESC, so that's a problem solver in itself. But pretty smooth overall, not as smooth as the Castle, but definitely can be worked with. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm gonna get this servo fixed, and we'll get some real running in with this thing, show off a little bit with the slow crawl, and we'll go from there. I need to make some links for this thing and clock this rear axle a bit. You can see this. Okay, so see how flat that servo sits? Look at this one. And this is my top links
need to be a little shorter, or my bottom's a little longer, and just roll that. But anyways, that's something else we'll get to eventually. It's back together, just need a servo. I've had a lot of servos die lately, so I have no spares. So y'all let me know what you think about this setup, and we'll go from there. Peace.